What is going on, everybody? How y'all doing out there tonight? Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Big T, right here with all of you right here, right now, today, and this is your AEW Dynamite review and results show for today, Wednesday, March 27, 2024. Will Ospreay goes one-on-one with Katsuyori Shibata in a 5-star classic wrestling match. We will talk about this and so much more on AEW Dynamite tonight. So kick back and relax, and we're going to hit the introductions and get this party started. Your AEW Dynamite review and results show for today, Wednesday, March 27, 2024, will be coming up next. Don't go away. I will be right back.
This is the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, the Overman, Exodus Pro founder, EC3. I'm here with Big T, and you're watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
Cool. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. This is the Neon Tarantino, the Ace Degenerate, Super Indie Scorsese, the best professional wrestler in the Midwest, Derek Dillinger. And you're listening to, what is it? Beyond the Ring with Big T. Beyond the Ring with Big T. And that is a wrap. Cut!
This is M-Dog20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you were checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T.
Thank you, man. Big T! Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring, Big T.
How's everybody doing out there tonight? Alright, so I hope you guys are ready for an AEW Dynamite show to talk about, because I sure am. So welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Big T, right here with all of you guys today. This is your AEW Dynamite review and results show for today, Wednesday, March 27, 2024. And don't forget, check out my website, www.beyondtheringwithbigt.com. Call into the show live on Skype if you have any questions or comments using BigT_119. Follow me on Twitter at BeyondTheRingBT. Like me and follow me on Facebook at Beyond the Ring with Big T. Follow me on Instagram at Beyond the Ring with Big T. Use that hashtag Justice for Pretty. Donate to the show using PayPal. There's a PayPal link at the top of the description of this video and every single video that I do, and a PayPal button on my YouTube homepage. Any amount that you guys can donate to the show, big or small, would be very much appreciated, so please donate right now. And the links in the YouTube live chat, Facebook live comments, in the description of all the videos, everything. So hope you guys take advantage of that. But welcome to the show, everybody. And we're going to get on into it. I'm your host, Big T, right here with you, right here, right now. Let's talk about some AEW Dynamite. So AEW Dynamite review results for Wednesday, March 27, 2024 from the Center Videotron in Quebec City, Canada, as AEW is on their tour of Canada. So, we got a pretty star-studded show tonight to look forward to. It was exciting. I couldn't wait. I honestly couldn't wait to see what they were going to do and how they were going to build going into Dynasty just being 3 weeks away. And I think what they came together with was a very nice show. They're on a winning streak here. AEW's on a very nice winning streak as far as television. So we start off the show with Will Ospreay going one-on-one with Katsuyori Shibata. Very good match between these two. I mean, this kind of took me back, to when both of these men were in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and before Shibata got his injury, I believe they went one-on-one in a match against each other once before in New Japan Pro Wrestling, which Shibata ended up getting the win over Ospreay on. And, from what I remember, that match was great. So you knew now, coming into it, that they were going to put on a classic tonight. And that's exactly what they did. Will Ospreay, we always knew Will Ospreay is, I'm not going to say was, is a great wrestler, is a great aerial assassin. That's why he earned that nickname. But did either of you, just like myself, but did any of you out there, did any of you ever know that Will Ospreay was as charismatic as he is as far as what he does with his promos and everything? I never knew that Will Ospreay possessed that gift of charisma. Honestly, he does. And, he not only cuts very entertaining promos in the ring, but he does put on very entertaining matches. And, Shibata, Ospreay, like I said, back to the New Japan Pro Wrestling feel. I thought this was a great match. Very fun to watch. They traded their strikes. They traded their holds. Shibata tried to keep Ospreay grounded like you would expect. Ospreay, of course, even though Shibata was trying to keep him grounded, Ospreay was able to pick up the pace, use his speed, go to the air, and, hit what he needed to hit. In the end, I think they had a very good exchange at the end, with Ospreay hitting the Os Cutter. And Shibata kicked out at 1, believe it or not. Then next thing you know, they traded kicks. Ospreay then hit the backdrop suplex and the sliding uppercut, but Shibata still kicked out of that. Ospreay then went for Tiger Driver 91 and then hit Shibata with the hidden blade for the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win for the pinfall. Your winner's Will Ospreay this match. And, after the match, like it's very customary in Japan, you show respect. You get down on your knees on the mat and you bow, to your opponent, as a sign of respect. Well, after the match, Ospreay did do that to Shibata, got down on his knees, bowed his head to him in a show of respect. And then Shibata did the same thing back to Ospreay, and they did it to each other. So both men, they bowed to each other, and I thought it was just a very classy way to cap off just a nice ending and a really good match. So way to start out the show. I mean, it took up better part of the first 20 minutes of the show. I mean, it certainly had my interest. I don't know how somebody watching it couldn't be interested in what those two men had to do. Because honestly, if you're looking at last week when this match was first announced, that's the match that I was looking for, honestly, more than anything else. I really was looking forward to that more than anything else. Because, I don't know, you know you're getting a Will Ospreay match, and you know you're getting something damn special. So yeah, I was just really looking forward to it, and you know what, the match delivered. The match absolutely delivered in every sense of the word. So if you guys have not seen that match yet, make sure you go back and watch it. If you DVR'd AEW Dynamite and you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch this particular match. Because you definitely can't go wrong with it. Alright, guys. So, we finished that up here. And before I go any further, AEW did make an announcement today. Let's get into that real quick. There is a small piece of news. AEW announces Double or Nothing weekend doubleheader. AEW's annual pay-per-view Double or Nothing is returning once again for its 6th installment. The inaugural event in 2019 was the first ever show under the AEW umbrella and has since become a staple of AEW's company calendar, providing a host of memorable moments, from the debut show itself to the creations of Anarchy in the Arena and Stadium Stampede, to the 2021 event being AEW's first to be held with a full crowd after the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the 6th annual Double or Nothing was officially confirmed by AEW earlier today, with AEW returning to Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena or whatever for the third straight year, because the previous 3 years before that, they were in the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, so pretty much the same spot, but the one notable change is that the event will take place on Sunday, May 25th, 2024, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Oh, alright, so it was taking place at T-Mobile, now they switched it to MGM Grand Garden Arena, the same venue that hosted the first Double or Nothing show 5 years earlier. The 2020 and 2021 editions were held at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida due to the COVID-19 pandemic restrictions, while the 2022 and 2023 iterations of the event were held at the T-Mobile Arena, which has been the primary home of UFC events since it opened in 2016. The festivities don't stop with Double or Nothing, as AEW announced that the Saturday, May 24th, Collision episode will take place in the MGM Grand Garden Arena, keeping with the tradition of the company's final TV show before pay-per-view, taking place in the same building as the pay-per-view itself, something that has happened a lot in recent years. Once AEW is finished in Nevada, they will travel to California for the May 29th live broadcast of AEW Dynamite, which will see AEW return to the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, California, and the May 30th taping a Collision at the Acrisure Arena in Palm Springs, California. So that's what AEW, their Double or Nothing plans are looking like. So just wanted to throw that out there for you guys. I wish I was going to Double or Nothing weekend. That's one thing I want to experience. And that and the Chris Jericho cruise for sure. The Chris Jericho cruise, though, is definitely at the top of my list. Is something that I have not gotten to experience yet, but boy, that's a dream. That is a dream vacation there. Alright, guys. So now that we took care of the little odds and ends as far as news, let's talk about a couple of things here with what happened on the show and keep going. Alright. Next up, after the match, let's see. We got a video package about the American Dragon Bryan Danielson being the greatest technician played in the arena. Which, I mean, Bryan Danielson is an incredible technician, don't get me wrong. So, I'm glad they're really playing this thing up with Bryan Danielson because it's going to make the match with Ospreay even that much more epic when they finally, do what they need to do there. What's up, Sleepy Angels? How's it going? How's it going? Good to see you in here. Lisa's in here too, saying it's been a while. How you doing? Glad that everybody's back. Alright. So, next up, the Young Bucks are in action. But first, Renee Paquette interviews the Young Bucks, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. The Young Bucks, who say they have done everything they promised to do upon their return and celebrate Kazuchika Okada's win. They say Okada won the title on his own and they will defeat Private Party on their own. They tell Renee to smile more as they say that she's not Alex Marvez. We then go to an exclusive look at Godzilla vs. King Kong. After that, have a commercial break. When the commercial break's over, Kazuchika Okada arrives to the arena in a Ferrari, brandishing the Continental Championship, wearing it proudly over his shoulder. And that leads to this. The AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament quarterfinal match. The Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson against Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn. This match was a nice little callback from the second ever episode of AEW Dynamite when there was a tag team tournament to crown the very first ever AEW World Tag Team Champions at the beginning of that tournament. And it was October 9th, 2019. Private Party versus Young Bucks. Private Party got the upset. Now, with this being the second time these teams, matching up against each other and it happening in a tournament, again, everybody was thinking, is Private Party going to get the upset again? I mean, with the Young Bucks where they are right now, and their new characters, and coming off that tag match with Darby Allin and Sting, I'm like, you know what? The Young Bucks got to have the number of Private Party, and this was a very, very good match. There was a crazy spot here. I know it was Nicholas Jackson. I can't remember if he had Isaiah Cassidy or Mark Quinn. He had one of them. But there was a crazy spot. Everybody was fighting on the outside of the ring. Nicholas Jackson had one of the Private Party members. Nicholas Jackson, he was standing up on the security wall. And then he decided to, lift up Cassidy or Quinn, and it looked like he was going to suplex him off of that security wall over it onto the floor. Well, instead what he did was he hit a Falcon Arrow off of the security wall onto the floor. It was a great spot. To me, the craziest spot of the match. The Young Bucks, had another nice spot in the ring with the suplex backbreaker combo, and there was a lot of nice spots in the match overall. Private Party got the gin and juice on Nicholas, but, that didn't work out. Actually, I see here in the write-up, Nick hit that Falcon Arrow on Quinn from the barricade to the floor. So Mark Quinn was the recipient of that. You know, but then, yeah, the gin and juice. Everybody was thinking, oh my god, Private Party. They got the Bucks again. They got the Bucks again because it's got to be it. No, it wasn't it. It wasn't it. Yeah, but, you know, the Young Bucks at this point, Private Party, after the gin and juice, Isaiah Cassidy tagged in. Private Party hits more bang for your buck, but Nick Jackson breaks the pinfall, and more bang for your buck is the Young Bucks tag team move, interestingly enough. Nicholas Jackson gets the belt from ringside. Referee Rick Knox, of course, had to stop him from hitting him. Matthew Jackson, this is the end of the match, low-blowed Isaiah Cassidy. Quen hits Matthew with the World Tag Title belt. The referee didn't see it, since he ended up getting hit or low-blowed. And at this point, when Quen hit Matthew with the championship, Nicholas put Matthew's foot on the bottom rope to break up the pinfall. Honestly, the ref could have counted probably to, who knows how long. But anyway, foot was on the rope, match was saved. In the end, Young Bucks came back. They hit the EVP trigger for the 1, 2, 3. And the pin of the win. Your winners here are Nicholas and Matthew Jackson of the Young Bucks, which I thought was the right choice. It was very well done. I'm actually hoping that the Young Bucks win this whole tournament and get the tag titles back. Especially with their character, I think they need them at this point, because they can really elevate the whole division. They could get lots of heel heat going, and then, by the time a team is ready to come on up and beat them, and that team who beats them, they will get just a hero's reaction. Absolutely. I see in the chat here, liking the character work of the Young Bucks because it's so good. And it is. The character work of the Young Bucks is very good. Young Bucks could be the most over baby faces, or they could be the most hated heels. Give them a role, they could pretty much pull it off. So yeah, great stuff, great match. This is a great throwback to, 4.5 years ago on Dynamite, but this time the Young Bucks got the win over Private Party, and the Young Bucks are moving on in the tag title tournament to face the winner of the Best Friends and Undisputed Kingdom later tonight, which we will talk about later on in the show. So stay tuned for that as we move on here. Next up, Mercedes Moné on the headset for women's wrestling. But first, an injured Darby Allin and pro skater Tony Hawk tell people about the skate park project, the charity that Darby Allin was raising money for with his now canceled Mount Everest climb because of his broken foot. Tony Hawk then does some sick skateboarding tricks, including a hand plant on Darby Allin's broken foot. Because you know how Darby just loves to be dangerous and live on the edge. That's just Darby Allin for you. Next up. Yes, EC3's brand new intro. Love it. If you guys haven't caught it in the beginning of the show, go back and check it out. Or check it out at the end of the show. But yeah, EC3, my buddy EC3, he is absolutely awesome. And new intro from the current NWA World's Heavyweight Champion and Exodus Pro Wrestling founder. Exodus Pro Wrestling is going to be the hottest territory, for the indies coming up here, and its home is right here in Cleveland, Ohio. I've already been to one show. It was an amazing show. Hope to go back to maybe one over the summer because EC3's running a few more Exodus Pro Wrestling shows. And I believe May, June, and July. He's got another summer run. I'd love to go to one of them and check it out. I mean, very good stuff. Very good stuff. So, shout out to EC3, and a big thank you for that intro. Now, backstage, Chris Jericho tells Hook that Hook is better than he ever expected. Jericho says he's never been in the ring with anyone like him before, and that he will give him any advice he wants. Hook says he knows who Jericho is. Jericho says he knows who Hook can be. They bump fist to mixed reaction from the crowd, because I think half the people wanted Jericho and Hook to turn on each other or something, and it didn't happen. Jericho, his proposition for Hook is like, hey, if you ever want any advice that I can give you, I'm here for you. Just come talk to me. I'm open ears. So we'll see what happens with this. This is going to be an interesting little storyline. I think Jericho's on the path of maybe putting Hook over. That could be what this is here. I mean, even though Hook beat him in a match, I think, Jericho's still in the works of putting over Hook, if you really want to know what I think. But, yeah, it's good stuff. Next up, Mercedes Moné makes her entrance and joins commentary because they showed her arriving to the arena, and then she went down, joined commentary for the AEW TBS Championship #1 Contenders match. It's a fatal 4-way with Willow Nightingale, Anna Jay, Chris Statlander, and Sky Blue. So there you go. Some things never change, that's right. A lot of things stay the same. Alright, so let's get down to the part here. I loved how they did with the interaction with Mercedes on commentary during the match. Asking questions about Willow Nightingale and do you still have hard feelings towards her? How do you feel? Do you feel that it's Willow Nightingale's fault that you were injured and that your career was almost ended? Commentary was really probing Mercedes for an answer. They really were. They were trying the best they could to get an answer out of her. They were kind of digging a little deep, and Mercedes just came off and said, hey, I have to sit down and I have to have a conversation with her. I haven't finished business with her. I need to find out, exactly what her intentions were. But Mercedes also did say on commentary, do not let that smile fool you, meaning the smile of Willow Nightingale and that happy-go-lucky personality that she has. So, this is going to be very interesting. But now that we got the results of the match, I think I know which way they're going here. And honestly, I don't have a problem with it at all. In the end of this match, Willow Nightingale ended up hitting Anna Jay with a gut-wrench powerbomb for the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win. So your winner and new #1 contender to the AEW TBS champion is Willow Nightingale. And after the match, the AEW TBS champion Julia Hart attacks Willow Nightingale after the match and then poses with her title. Julia Hart then stares down Mercedes Moné. So what happened here is Willow Nightingale, #1 contender. She won. Now you're going to get Willow Nightingale versus Julia Hart. I'm assuming Willow Nightingale is going to beat Julia Hart. and become the brand new AEW TBS champion. And then at that point, you could start building towards Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Moné at Double or Nothing, at the end of May on Memorial Weekend. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. And it'll be a TBS title match, and then Mercedes should end up going over, beating Willow Nightingale, to win the championship and get her first taste of gold in AEW. And this is what I think it is. They're doing this. Willow Nightingale's going to be a transitional champion, but the AEW is doing this, and I see why they're doing this. To have that grudge match, to tie up loose ends with Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale, number one. Number two, since this feud, this match has some history behind it, why not, make Willow a transitional champion just to make the match more important and to get a title on Mercedes Moné? I think that's the way the booking is going for Tony Khan. It very much seems that way. I'm very surprised that Mercedes doesn't have a match yet at Dynasty either. But then again, who would they put her in the ring with? Or are they going to hold Mercedes off, until Double or Nothing? Going up against Willow? I don't know. I mean, yeah, Mercedes just came off a nearly career-ending ankle injury, but, we want to see Mercedes Moné get in the ring and wrestle. Does Mercedes Moné still have the same, wrestling skill set, that she had in WWE? Is she still going to wrestle where she doesn't miss a beat? I mean, everything from how she looked in the ring was very good. But hold on, guys. I'm going to take a commercial break here.
is the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, the Overman, Exodus Pro founder, EC3. I'm here with Big T, and you're watching Beyond the Ring with Big T. Cool. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. This is the Neon Tarantino, the Ace Degenerate, Super Indy Scorsese, the best professional wrestler in the Midwest, Derek Dillinger, and you're listening to, what is it? Beyond Beyond the Ring with Big T. Beyond the Ring with Big T. And that is a wrap. Cut!
This is M-Dog20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you're checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T.
Thank you, man! Big T!
Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy Joe Janela, and we're watching Beyond the Ring. AEW.
Alright, transitioning back to business. Alright, guys. So, yeah, you know, we all want to see Mercedes get in the ring and wrestle, and hopefully, you know what, we will see that sometime very soon. But, yeah, let's take a look at what we got next. Renee Paquette interviews Dustin Rhodes, who says the roster is very talented and all of his matches have been very good. Bangers, all of them, he says. The Butcher interrupts and says that he wants to fight Dustin. Dustin says Butcher has a stinky mustache. And then they agree to a match at Friday night's Rampage. And TCM's Ben Minkiewicz congratulates Timeless Toni Storm for her accomplishments. And now as the tag team tournament continues, we move on for the Best Friends against the Undisputed Kingdom. We get a video package about Swerve Strickland playing ahead of tonight's main event, but first, AEW World Tag Team Champion Tournament quarterfinal match, the Best Friends, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta against the Undisputed Kingdom of Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. And, you know, where was Wardlow? Wasn't Wardlow supposed to be here to make sure that the Kingdom moves on in the tournament and wins gold? And I didn't see Wardlow here tonight, so I don't know what's going on there, but this match was pretty good. And, yeah, I think this tournament so far, the wrestling has been very strong. And, you know, Roderick Strong distracted Trent Beretta. Orange Cassidy took out Roderick Strong. And Mike Bennett got in the ring, but Chuck Taylor keeps the Kingdom out from hitting a spike pile driver. Trent Beretta rolls up Mike Bennett for the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win. Your winners are the Best Friends. So now we're going to get the Best Friends versus the Young Bucks in the semifinals on one side of the bracket. Now the other side of the bracket has to be filled in to see who the Final Four is going to be. Backstage, Renee Paquette interviews Kyle O'Reilly, who says that he's going to wrestle on Collision and will prove that he can win on his own. We go back to commercial break. A video package plays detailing Adam Copeland's emotions following his bloody battle with Christian Cage and announcing the return of the Cope Open. So I'm assuming that'll be like the Cope Open, United States Championship Open, but this will be TNT Championship Open, so that'll be interesting. But it's main event time in Quebec, so it's time for the main event of the evening for AEW Dynamite tonight. Pretty much a number one contenders match. Winner takes on Samoa Joe at AEW Dynasty on April 21st. And we got Konosuke Takeshita going one-on-one against Swerve Strickland. And this match was a good one. This match was a fun one. You know, these two guys went at it tooth and nail. Takeshita's very solid. You know, the way Takeshita is and how he can go in there with talent like Will Ospreay and now talent like Swerve Strickland and put on these great matches. Takeshita deserves to remain near the top of the card. I hope they do keep him there. I wouldn't even mind seeing Takeshita. Well, the whole thing is though Okada, you know, he's not babyface anymore. If he was babyface, it would have been perfect. But can you imagine, like, Takeshita and Okada in a Continental title match? I think that would be amazing, guys. Takeshita, he just has a great moveset. You know, he's very well sound in the ring. And he could go with just about anybody that you put him in the ring with. So don't sleep on Konosuke Takeshita. I mean, we know what he's done in there, again, you know, with the likes of MJF as well. I mean, Takeshita has just put on great matches. So, as this match is getting to its pinnacle, you know, to the end, you know, Takeshita, he did hit his big knee strike that got a near fall on Swerve. So that kind of got people, you know, to take a deep breath collectively a little bit. Takeshita, you know, ended up taking Swerve to the top rope. Swerve countered, sending Takeshita to the mat. Takeshita countered the Swerve stomp. So it was like, ooh, you know, he's still hanging in there. Swerve hits the house call and then hits the Swerve stomp. And believe it or not, Takeshita kicked out. That was only a near fall. I'm like, damn, Takeshita's really tough. So then Swerve hits a headbutt. Takeshita hits a knee. Swerve hits a pop-up. Swerve stomp. And then Swerve hits the JML driver on Takeshita for the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win. Your winner is Swerve Strickland. And then backstage, Renee Paquette goes to get a reaction from Samoa Joe. You know, and at that point, Samoa Joe answers, you know, by basically, Renee Paquette asks Samoa Joe, you know, what does he think about facing Swerve, blah, 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 Dynasty. Samoa Joe answers that question, and Samoa Joe spoke to Swerve, you know, directly through the camera, of course, but Samoa Joe tells Swerve, he's like, Swerve, you're not ready for me, and we will have a contract signing next week. And you will get your title shot at Dynasty. But Swerve, you are not the man. AEW Dynamite went off the air. Samoa Joe making it very clear to Swerve, you know, that, hey, you say this is Swerve's house, but it ain't your house. You ain't ready for me. You ain't ready for this championship. Samoa Joe is, you know, protecting what is his. He, you know, he's just, he knows he's going to have his hands full in this match with Swerve. So, you know, with this now, Swerve Strickland is number one contender to AEW World title. Will face Samoa Joe at Dynasty. And, the world title match for AEW Dynasty is officially set in stone. The graphics already made. After defeating Konosuke Takeshita in the main event of Wednesday's AEW Dynamite, Swerve Strickland emerged as AEW's top-ranked male singles wrestler and number one contender to Samoa Joe's AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Now, while the match was fast-paced and hard-hitting, Swerve's victory was seen by many fans as a foregone conclusion, given the fact that he's been feuding with Joe for some time now, You know, Joe managed to retain the title in a triple threat match against Swerve and Hangman at Revolution, but Swerve was not involved in the finish. Hangman tapped out in Joe's clutches with the Coquina clutch, possibly more quickly than he had to in order to keep the championship out of his longtime rival, Swerve's hands. Despite Hangman's efforts, Swerve will likely be seen as the favorite to win the title at Dynasty, beating Samoa Joe, becoming AEW's first black world champion in the process. Swerve vs. Joe is the latest addition to AEW's newest inaugural pay-per-view. The first ever Dynasty will also feature the American Dragon Bryan Danielson vs. Will Ospreay in a dream match, and the finals of the AEW World Tag Team Tournament, as well as Julia Hart defending her TBS title against Willow Nightingale, following Willow Nightingale's own number one contenders match victory on Dynamite tonight. So there you go, guys. That was AEW Dynamite, and it was a great show. It was a fun show. AEW's, really putting things together with their, with their shows. They're putting together some great content, back and forth and all in a row. And, I can't wait for Dynasty. Danielson, Ospreay. Joe, Swerve. Those are two great matches right there. Depending on the tag title tournament finals, that's going to end up to be great. Who is Adam Copeland going to face for the TNT Championship? Because I'm sure there'll be a TNT Championship match on the card too. There's a lot to look forward to at Dynasty, and this is all building up to Double or Nothing in May, which, that's going to be a great show within itself. But it is concerning that they're not running T-Mobile Arena, because, what is it, is AEW afraid they're not going to fill T-Mobile being a bigger place? I mean, just because you don't have CM Punk anymore doesn't mean you shouldn't try to run, T-Mobile Arena. So, I mean, it's kind of telling me that maybe Tony Khan's feeling he can't fill T-Mobile Arena and he doesn't want to pay to rent that building when he's not going to get all the people in, so he's just going to MGM Grand Garden. Leave your comments, let me know what you feel about that. But as far as what I would rate AEW Dynamite tonight, I mean, it was a great show, a solid show, good in-ring action. They're filling out the card to Dynasty, getting it together, shaping it together very nicely. The stories are making sense. Love the fact that they have number one contenders matches and that they're not just giving people, title shots like what's done in WWE, because God forbid WWE ever has number one contender matches. No, I don't know why they gave that up, but see, AEW does it, and it just makes so much better sense. You want a title match. You want to get into a title match. See, like Swerve. If this was WWE, see, this is the difference of booking. If this was WWE, Swerve would have just automatically been named the opponent to Joe, because he wasn't involved in the decision to be pinned, and fans would have been like, we want Swerve, or give Swerve a chance on their hashtags, and then WWE would have been like, we're going to give Swerve his title match one-on-one at our next pay-per-view. No. In AEW, regardless, Swerve, even though he deserved a one-on-one match, Swerve still had to fight for it, and he fought for it tonight, and he won it. So that's where AEW, they fill in those logic gaps where WWE still kind of leaves those gaps. They don't close the gaps like this. WWE leaves those gaps open at times. And that's what WWE needs to close up, is those logic gaps. Just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. But anyway, my rating for AEW Dynamite tonight for Wednesday, April 27, 2023, or 2024. Great show tonight. Definitely gets the 10 out of 10 plus right there. and the 2 thumbs up of the Big T seal of approval. It was an awesome show tonight. And yeah, guys, so that is going to do it for me right here tonight on this episode of Beyond the Ring with Big T. You know, the next time I'll see you guys might be for Friday night for SmackDown review. If I don't see you on Friday night, I guess I'll see you on Monday night next week for Raw. But we'll see what happens. And if I'll get on here on Friday or not, we'll see. But as long as you guys keep coming on out and keep supporting and leaving those likes and commenting and subscribing, even donating, you know, I'll keep on coming back. So yeah, that'll do it for me here. I'll see you guys on this episode of Beyond the Ring with Big T tonight. I'll see you guys next time. Yes, there will be a next time for me right here on Beyond the Ring with Big T. That'll be for your WWE Friday Night SmackDown review and results show on Friday night, possibly, if I have the time. And don't forget us, and we won't forget you. And, of course, if you want the best, and yes, I do mean the absolute best for all of your professional wrestling needs right here on the internet, right here on YouTube.com today. Always remember to think Beyond the Ring with Big T. And then, of course, everybody, as always remember and never ever forget that I'm your host, Big T, and that I will see all of you at the matches. I'll see all of you for possibly your WWE Friday Night SmackDown review results show on Friday night. If I don't see you on Friday, I'll see you for Monday Night Raw review results on Monday night. But anyway, take care, everybody. I love you all. And, of course, good night, everybody. Ha 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 ha.
This is the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, the Overman, Exodus Pro founder, EC3. I'm here with Big T, and you're watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
Cool. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
This is the Neon Tarantino, the Ace Degenerate, Super Indie Scorsese, the best professional wrestler in the Midwest, Derek Dillinger, and you're listening to, what is it? Beyond Beyond the Ring with Big T. Beyond the Ring with Big T. And that is a wrap. Cut!
This is M-Dog 20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you were checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T.
Thank you, man.
Big T!
Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring. AEW.